A slice of pie is a lot more than just a baked blend of crust and filling. It can actually provide a real slice of life. Our Conor Knighton takes a bite. Several, in fact.
All I can think about is pie.
This is where diets go to die.
Blueberry pie, pecan pie.
A room where there is always room for dessert.
Don't forget chocolate silk with a glass of milk.
It's the 2017 National Pie Championships.
Let's hear it for the American pie!
This high-stakes, high-calorie competition, held in Orlando, Florida, is as American as apple pie. And this year, this woman made the best apple pie in America.
From Belleville, Wisconsin, Beth Campbell.
I first met Beth Campbell in her kitchen.
Oh, what's that one? That's the caramel crunch? Caramel pear crunch.
As she was testing out this year's recipes on her friends and family.
If you like key lime, you should have key lime.
Yep.
If you like Butterfinger, you should have Butterfinger.
Yep.
If you like pears, you should have pear.
Maybe I should try all of them?
You
I think I should try all of them.
Yeah.
Beth entered pies in 10 different categories this year. She's racked up so many ribbons over the decades, she's lost track.
Last year you got a second and a third. The year before that you got two firsts and a second, and the year before that you got two firsts and a third.
I don't remember.
Are they all cut?
Her husband Charlie is her biggest fan. And after years of assisting in the kitchen, he started entering some of his own pies. But the one year he took home a ribbon, the drive home didn't go as well.
He won.
Things happen.
And all the way home, he kept driving along. I don't know why you didn't win. I didn't even try with that pie, and I won, and you didn't. I wanted to push him out in the foothills of the Carolinas.
That's right, the Campbells drive the 22 hours to Florida. It's their only vacation. Each year, they load up the van,
Spices, the coloring.
they meticulously pack up the kitchen,
Good plan.
and stuff their coolers with ingredients they're convinced are just better in Wisconsin.
Cream, we got cream.
They head south, unload it all at a rental house,
Oh, yeah.
and spend days baking their way around a new kitchen, which is no cakewalk. Competitor Devin Davis enjoys a bit of a home oven advantage. He grew up just 30 miles away from the competition.
I've been cooking since I was 5 years old, probably. My mom was a nervous wreck. She hated me being in the kitchen.
Devin entered his first national pie contest when he was just 14. He won the grand prize. And now, at 21, he competes against the pros.
So much fun because pies are simple in concept, but there's so many things you can do with it. You can make them complex.
Devin's family is happy to serve as taste testers.
Oh, yeah, we need a scorecard.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Y'all should write it on your napkin.
But just because something works around the kitchen table,
So what do we think? How many first place pies are we looking at here?
7, probably.
7? Come on. One's got to fail, right? 7 out of 7. All right.
it doesn't mean it's going to work at the judging table.
Front porch lemon truffle blueberry pie.
Bite after bite, slice after slice, these palates alone determine the sweet taste of victory.
Italian cream blueberry.
What are you judging for? What are the categories?
The taste, the mouthfeel. How does it feel?
What's mouthfeel?
Is it too mushy? Are the berries overcooked? How's the crust? Is it soggy? Is it firm?
Devin picked up an honorable mention for his chocolate pie. But unless you're a Best in Show winner like Andy Hilton, there's not a lot of money at stake here. Nobody's entering pie contests for the dough.
Pie is awesome, pie is just the best.
It's all about the camaraderie, the silly apron contest, the chance to hang out with people as devoted to dessert as you are.
You know, it's just fun to get together with them and see people and see ideas of what other people came up with. And if you win, that's just frosting on the cake.
Perhaps.
Or sugar on the pie.
There we go. There we go.
That's right.
Everybody loves pie. Thank you, pie fan.
What is not to like here?
Absolutely.
Executive Chef Gerard Tice at Boston's Omni Parker House Hotel makes life in the kitchen look easy as pie. Specifically, Boston cream pie.
Essentially, we're talking butter, chocolate, cream, sugar. What could possibly go wrong with that?
Nothing. It's a wonderful dessert.
Wonderful, yes. And completely misnamed.
It isn't a pie at all.
No, it's a cake.
So where did that come from?
Because it was originally baked in pie shells.
2 pie shells, actually, for 2 yellow sponge cakes. Held together with thick pastry cream, covered in chocolate, and coated with almonds.
We actually became the state dessert in 1996.
Yeah, we are, folks.
Oh, congratulations.
Yes, absolutely.
Who knew?
You heard right. Boston cream pie is the official state dessert of Massachusetts.
Boston seems to have an ability to claim things that people like. Boston baked beans, Boston terriers, Boston cream pie. What is it about this particular dessert that you think appeals to people around here?
It's simple flavors that just bring you back to your childhood, really.
It's been made more or less the same way since it was invented well over a century ago at this very hotel, whose kitchen, the chef notes, has had some famous and unlikely employees.
Malcolm X was a busboy here.
This is hard to believe.
Ho Chi Minh worked in the bake shop.
So Ho Chi Minh conceivably could have baked
Yes.
a Boston cream pie, and Malcolm X presumably could have cleaned up.
Yes.
I happen to have a plate.
And I happen to have your Boston cream pie.
Okay.
The proof is in the pudding,
That's good.
or in this case, the pie.
I have to keep eating it just to make sure it's still good.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'd say about 80% of the people that order dessert order Boston cream pie.
Little cash cow.
As the chef and the entire state of Massachusetts will tell you, it's worth every calorie-laden penny.
What comes to mind immediately when I say Boston cream pie?
Creamy, silky, smooth, chocolatey. Heaven.
Not to overstate it.
No.
Heaven.
Heaven.
On a lonely stretch of highway in New Mexico's high desert, galaxies light years away are more easily found than lunch. I'm starving out here. This sign seemed a mirage. Then suddenly, the Pioneer Restaurant appeared. Pie.
Oh my apple cranberry. Oh girl, this is good. Yeah, this is wonderful. Delicious.
Is this a poo-poo platter of pies?
It's a plethora of pie.
Good grief.
There's more.
When proprietor Kathy Knapp first came here on a family road trip 20 years ago, Pie Town was just an illusion.
The sign on the door said there used to be pie in Pie Town. Ain't no more.
No pie?
And it had a for sale. And my mother said, you buy it, I'll bake the pies, they'll come. It's Pie Town.
Which seemed a rather impulsive reaction.
You see a place that's closed and you're on vacation and you just buy it.
Well, my mother wanted to put the pie back in Pie Town because she knew she could. She was a pie lady.
And did people come?
No.
Not at first.
I need pie. Voila. Oh, my God.
But today, pie pilgrims come from far and wide.
300 miles just for a piece of pie. And I see them wanting to take their kids on a road trip, like my mother took us, and get off the highway and go to the little strange places where people still talk to people and let their children feel that experience that they're not going to get on an interstate.
This is great. Oh, boy. What would the next one be?
Phil, I think we're out of pie after this.
They're running out of pie. Astonishingly, a second pie place was opened just down the road by baker Michael Rawl, the Good Pie Cafe. Rawl has since sold the cafe, but still frequents the place as its unpaid pie consultant.
Kathy's a wonderful woman, but are your pies better?
Of course. No, you know, people would love to see us like in some sort of mean competition, but we're actually good friends, and we alternate our days open so that there's always a place open for people. There is a responsibility to have pie here. I feel it.
An obligation.
It is.
I'm starving. How about you?
These guys had ridden all the way down the Continental Divide Trail from Canada.
Been looking forward to this for, about 10 days of motorcycle riding?
Man, that is so good.
It's like the power of pie, you know, this obsession.
That and maybe the altitude.
At 8,000 feet, there's a lack of oxygen, and you'll get a little giddy and happy. And we call it pie happy.
It is heaven.
So, how did this high, happy place come by its name? Why not Cakeville or Profiterole Heights?
In 1922, a guy named Clyde Norman was headed across this U.S. Highway 60, and it was the first coast-to-coast highway. And he broke down and started making pies on the side of the road in order to get going again.
Hence the name, Pie Town.
Is this you in here?
Yeah, that's me right there.
Oh, wow.
Catherine Roberts' family came here in 1936, fleeing the Depression and the Dust Bowl, along with hordes of others. Catherine was having the pinto bean pie.
The cowboys would come from ranches over there, you know, going one way or the other, and they would stop, and the cowboys started saying, let's stop at Pie Town.
Over the years, such hard-scrabble pioneers settled Pie Town. Pioneers like Kathy. She put the pie back in Pie Town.
And what kind of pie are you having? Apple cranberry. I love that pie.
And there's only one way to get it.
It's perishable. It's a point-of-purchase pie.
They smell great. They are great.
You got to come to Pie Town to get a Pie Town pie. It's worth the drive.
What better day for a story as American as apple pie, served up by our Califasene.
In America and in movies and books that I read, everybody went on road trips.
2, please.
Yeah, right over there.
Everybody stopped at diners and got slices of pie.
Chef and apple a la mode.
But I'd like the pie heated, and I don't want the ice cream on top. I want it on the side.
While growing up in Hong Kong, Stacey Mei Yanfeng fell in love with America and pie.
I was just like, I want to do that. I want to go on road trips. I want to move to America. I want to eat pie like every 2 hours when I need to use the restroom.
In 2016, after 11 years of eating pie in New York City, Fong wanted to know more about the rest of the country.
And I was like, oh my God, I could learn about America through pie.
She launched a project called 50 Pies for 50 States.
I bake a pie for every single state because this project really is like a love letter to the country that I've chosen to call home.
Some pies are unusual, like her Oregon Marionberry and pear pie.
It's a hybrid or a type of blackberry.
Some are more traditional, like Kentucky's Derby pie.
A Derby pie is kind of like a pecan pie, but it's walnuts and chocolate in it.
And Tennessee got the star treatment.
Dolly Parton is like the love of my life.
Has she seen this?
I don't think so, but I would absolutely lose my mind to meet her. So yeah, I had to make her out of pie.
Pies in other parts of the world tend to be savory and part of the main course. In America, pies are more likely fruit-filled and served as dessert. And something about pies makes Americans nostalgic.
Whenever my project gets brought up, or if I start talking to someone, they've only talked about like a good memory they've had associated to pie. Like, my mom made me pie, there was pie at a holiday, pie reminds me of home.
One pie has achieved all-American status.
Why do you think it is that apple, out of all the different pies you could bake, why do you think that one has this position in this country?
An apple pie is always filled like so high, right? It's like a symbol of this country's bounty and like what this country has to offer.
We really get in there.
It's like a pregnant belly. You really want to have that perfect round, tuck in any edges that are sticking out so that it doesn't poke through the crust.
I felt this one kick.
Yeah, this one did not kick.
When it comes to apple pies,
if you spend enough time hanging out at a restaurant, if you're really lucky, you can end up marrying the owner. Is this true?
It's true.
I am not a neutral observer.
You're an expert, right?
I am.
And?
Your wife.
My wife. I came to talk to you at work.
Sounds good. The ticket to crimping is this.
This.
Sarah Sene has been making award-winning pies
So crimp, crimp, crimp.
for 15 years at her fried chicken shop, Pies and Thighs, in Brooklyn.
If your restaurant had just been called Thighs instead of Pies and Thighs, would people have not felt like they needed to order pie?
Absolutely. This is a lesson in marketing.
The apple pie story is partly a marketing story. The idea that apples were all American took hold in the 1700s in the American colonies.
We have a lot of apples.
They're not native to America,
They're
right?
not native. They were planted and originally planted for cider.
In the 1800s, an evangelist known as Johnny Appleseed encouraged Americans to plant more apple trees, and some of those apples found their way into pie. And during World War II, people started saying, "As American as Mom and apple pie." The simple dessert had become a national tradition and a symbol of American pride.
That's a funny thing about apple pie. It has already achieved perfection. So if you go to the finest restaurant or you go to a diner, there's no like better version of apple pie than apple pie.
Sarah's version starts with a generous helping of Granny Smith apples.
Supermarket apple pies are really flat.
Yeah.
And they fit in those white boxes. Yours, you need like a wedding cake
I
box.
like a gap. I like to see the apples were really domed and then they cook down and that the crust has enough structure to like maintain itself without the apples. When you're cutting into a pie, honestly, if you're gonna keep it perfect, the best way to cut it is with scissors, not with a knife. Should we cut one open?
Let's cut one open. Once the scissors have cut the top bit, you use your knife to go all the way down through the bottom bit.
Exactly. This is exactly what we want. It's great.
There it is.
There it is.
This is meant to be eaten with a utensil.
It is. And I think a scoop.
A scoop, a la mode.
A la mode.
The magical word that means, give me ice cream.
It's so good. Delightful. It's so
As we celebrate July 4th, both Sarah Sene and Stacey Mayan Fong agree you can't go wrong with apple pie. But then again, America is all about options.
What would be your second choice?
cherry pie. You don't want a cream pie at 4th of July, so I would do cherry pie, still a classic American fruit.
Do you think it's time for our 4th of July pie to change?
It could be whatever you want. Like, 4th of July is your holiday, and you can do whatever you want.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
This innocent-looking pie is a pawn in a pie fight that's pitting North against South, and that's piqued the interest of Nancy Giles.
Key West. Known for picturesque sunsets, roaming roosters, and, of course, key lime pie. The signs are everywhere. But wait, is key lime pie really from Key West?
Key lime pie.
Yeah.
So, where does key lime pie originate?
Well, that's an extremely good question.
Pastry chef Stella Parks' book, Brave Tart, offers this slice of pie history. The earliest recipe she could find, which dates back to the year 1931, wasn't from Florida at all.
It comes from a recipe published by Borden Dairy.
Located in New York City.
And it was for a magic lemon pie. And by all accounts, it's a key lime pie. It's a graham cracker crust. It's a no-cook custard that involves a can of condensed milk, some lemon juice, and some egg yolks, poured into this crust and topped with a little bit of whipped cream. That's a key lime pie.
Needless to say, in Key West,
No way.
Why?
All this has caused pie pandemonium.
What do they know about key limes?
There were just so many things that were wrong, and that I knew were wrong.
And no small amount of pushback. Cookbook author and co-founder of the Key Lime Festival, David Sloan, put out a call to action.
You felt this real need to defend the pie's origins.
Without doubt. You know, it's a big part of our culture. You know, let New York have the pizza, give us the key lime pie.
Sloan says long before that New York recipe, Key West fishermen made the very first key lime pies on their boats. But things really took off, says Sloan, when a woman, cryptically named Aunt Sally, at Key West's Curry Mansion, brought the fisherman's recipe ashore.
I think that's when they introduced the meringue, because that makes it a little fancier and more high society.
Right.
And that's when they started doing the different crusts.
But Stella Parks hasn't seen the proof she needs, yet.
I think it's important to say that there could be, in some box, some grandma has stored away her copy of this recipe from way earlier, and it hasn't been discovered yet. So this is all under the caveat of this is all I have been able to find.
And just for the record, you're not a New Yorker. You're not trying to claim key lime
I'm
pie.
not a New Yorker. I'm a Southern girl. So.
Okay.
Things were getting a little tart. So I knew what I had to do. Try both pies.
Kind of start out by just lightly scattering the crumbs.
Stella Parks made her recipe.
All that butter's going in there.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I like the butter.
David Sloan enlisted Sheila Sands Devendorf, a fifth-generation local who followed a recipe passed down from her mother.
That is so good.
And the winner is? I can't choose. It's a pie tie.
Let me ask you, for the sake of peace, for the sake of key lime harmony, would you share a slice of key lime pie with David Sloan?
Oh yeah, instantly, no problem.
Yeah.
Very easy. I'm here for pie.
Yeah.
It's pie. It should make people happy.
Exactly.
And that's the way I really feel about it.
Right.
I mean, it's pie.
Pies that take the cake. But don't take our word for it. Conor Knighton has proof.
This is Lauren Coe. This is Lauren Coe's Kitchen. And this is the popular Instagram account Loco Kitchen, where Coe posts photos of the gorgeous pies and tarts she whips up at home in Seattle.
Initially, I got into it really for the design of it. I loved creating. I've always had an appreciation for art and good design, and it just so happened that pie was a really great medium.
A great edible medium. Coe, who has zero culinary training and baked her first pie just 4 years ago, turns a few simple ingredients into complex works of art. It all began with this photo of a peach pie. Coe only had 100 or so followers at the time, but the picture got 5 times as many likes.
So where did those likes come from? Who were they?
I have no idea. Maybe they were bots or trolls and thought maybe I should put my account back on private.
But Coe kept posting, and the likes kept coming. People were sharing her designs. She now has more than 350,000 followers.
It was mostly just kind of overwhelming. I'm pretty shy, I'm pretty introverted.
Coe struck a chord with her bright colors, repetitive patterns, and clean lines. It's a unique style she calls pieometry.
I feel like it kind of encapsulates this genre of modern pie art that I've kind of pioneered. Is that bad? I know, there's something very demoralizing about saying puns out loud, even though I write them so often.
Yeah, we need to talk about the puns. I'm glad you went there.
Coe's captions, eat your tart out, all strings considered, are always pie pun hot. Since her first post contained a pun, Coe figured she shouldn't mess with a good thing.
People responded so well to that post, I thought, are they responding to the pie? Are they responding to the caption? Maybe both together? So I just kind of kept going in that vein.
It's not all jokes, though. Last year, Coe collaborated with ad agency BBDO on a series called My American Pie, creating pies inspired by a diverse array of American experiences.
I got to make a pie inspired by their story, by their heritage, by kind of the things that they shared.
This pie, blue and white like the Honduran flag and Chinese porcelain, represents Coe's American experience as the daughter of Honduran and Chinese immigrants. It's photographed in its unbaked state. Co does that a lot with her work. A choice she's learned can elicit some crusty reactions. Critics feel like that's somehow cheating.
Obviously, the designs are most pristine before they go in the oven. And I kind of personally feel like the transformation of an art piece doesn't really take away from its aesthetics or its kind of value, even if it changes along its journey.
Which, in fairness, if you put a Van Gogh in the oven, it's going to look different too.
Yeah, and that's what I say. If I sit in the oven for an hour at 400 degrees, I'm going to look a little bit different when I come out.
Now those curious about what Co's designs look like baked can find out for themselves. She recently released a pieometry cookbook. Pie art is now a full-time job for her.
One of the biggest ironies of this journey is that I don't really have a sweet tooth, and I don't actually love eating pies all that much.
So, Co gives away most of her creations to friends via an email list she's dubbed the Pipeline. It may be art, but it's still meant to be eaten.
Especially in this year where we're not having a lot of person-to-person interactions, it's been a good way to kind of share what I'm making and bringing a little bit of joy to people around me.
How do you take the sting off an unwelcome birthday? Steve Hartman tells us that in the right company, it can be as easy as pie.
Look at that arrival. Nice.
It was a formal occasion. Folks dressed up in their finest finery, all gathered for a Milwaukee happening.
Lovely.
Thank you.
A happening.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
More than 30 years in the making.
Better than a wedding.
Yeah, better than a wedding.
The hosts for the evening were best friends Malcolm McDowell and Dan Johnson, both 50. They thought of this back when they were freshmen in college. They were sitting in a restaurant, just 18 at the time, but already dreading 50.
Yeah, 50's old. When you're 18, you look at a 50-year-old, they're old.
50 years old seemed responsible and serious and boring.
And God forbid they ever become that. So the guys decided right then and there.
I guess it was a pact, right?
Yeah.
Promised that when they turned 50, as a hedge against maturity, they'd do something utterly ridiculous. Of course, over the next 3 decades, in many ways,
got married.
They became just who they were afraid they would.
My wife and I bought our first house.
Malcolm is now the editor of a trade magazine, Dan, a customer service manager. But they stayed friends and never forgot their pledge that no matter how serious life got,
Can we get a couple of the cream pies over here, please?
when they hit 50, they'd have a pie fight.
Do it.
That was the pact, to have a pie fight. Originally, it was supposed to be just the two of them. But over the years, the more friends and family heard about it, the more friends and family wanted to be part of it. Needless to say, the event was neither responsible, serious, nor the least bit boring. In fact, Dan and Malcolm say it was so much less mature than they could have ever imagined, and the timing was perfect.
The economy is terrible, there's a war, people need to do things totally unlike what they usually are like.
I agree.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
Every time I ask somebody a question,
God, I feel like I'm 16 again.
so much for the elusive fountain of youth. Turns out finding it is as easy as pie.
Pie is now served, and with it, thoughts on the common traditions that bring us together. They're from Hrishikesh Hirway, musician and host of the show, Song Exploder.
Before I was born, my parents didn't celebrate Thanksgiving. Not until my sister and I came into their lives. Suddenly, these Indian immigrants had Americans for kids. And in the early 80s, one day, after making turkeys out of construction paper in school, I asked if we could have a Thanksgiving dinner. And they said yes. My dad learned how to cook a turkey, and we invited some of our family friends over, other Indian families. So in addition to stuffing and mashed potatoes, we had a full Indian potluck. The next year we did it again, and that was it. It became a tradition. A couple years later, my mom introduced a special dessert into the menu, mango pie. It was made with Alfonso mango pulp, something you can really only find in Indian grocery stores. It's imported in these big aluminum cans, and it has a bright, punchy sweetness. She would mellow that flavor out by mixing it with Cool Whip and cream cheese to make a custard filling, and then she'd pour that into a graham cracker crust. It was, and still is, the best dessert I've ever had. In 2020, the week before Thanksgiving, my mom passed away after years of illness. We couldn't gather with others for her funeral. It was really hard, and Thanksgiving that year just didn't feel like Thanksgiving. But last year, my wife and I hosted Thanksgiving again at our house, and I made my mom's mango pie. For me, it's a way to remember her and a way to share my upbringing with others. A wonderful thing that happened before my mom passed away was that my friend Samin Nasrat, the chef and author, wrote an article for the New York Times all about my mom's pie. She created a gourmet version of my mom's humble recipe, and it got published with my mom's name right there. And suddenly, people everywhere started making mango pie. I'm still trying to find ways to share this little piece of my mom's story with the world. This year, the wonderful Portland ice cream company Salt and Straw is making an ice cream flavor based on her recipe. It's called Mom's Mango Pie. My mom, like so many moms, gave me a sense of who I am through food. She brought joy into my life and other people's lives through her cooking, and I'll always be thankful for that.
Down in Round Top, Texas, there's a small cafe with a big idea, a cure for pie anxiety. Friends, do you toss and turn at night worrying about where your next pie is coming from?
Oh my God.
Well, worry no more. Royers Café has announced a revolutionary new program called Pie for Life.
That's good stuff.
Which guarantees you'll receive a freshly baked pie every month, forever. Is this going to be a big pie day?
Yes, every day's a big pie day here. Come on in, guys. Hi, Dave. How are you?
You'll enjoy the same pie that Bud the Pie Man Royer serves to flocks of fanciers making the pilgrimage to his pie palace.
It's delicious. It's fabulous.
The only thing sweeter than the pie is Bud.
I do a chocolate chip. It's like a big, thick chocolate chip cookie. I do a pecan that's not overly sweet. We do a buttermilk. Oh, a butterscotch chip is like the sleeper on the menu. And we do an apple, the cherry pie. We do a blueberry with granola topping, a strawberry rhubarb with a granola topping. And then I have the pumpkin.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Fried chicken. That all mine? That's all yours.
The pie enthusiasts wolf down lunch, desperate to order dessert.
Pecan, pumpkin, and buttermilk. Oh my God.
Suddenly comes an onslaught of pie.
That's awesome. It's good.
Bud applies a 50-cent surcharge if you don't have ice cream on your pie.
You gotta have ice cream on pie. It's just wrong if you don't. It's a matter of principle.
This all started back in 1987 with Bud using Grandma's recipe to make a couple of pies a week.
Not my grandma. So it is an old family recipe, just not my family.
How many pies do you think you sell now?
During the week we'll sell a couple hundred pies just out the door here. Get them over there.
That's 10,000 pies a year. And he sells thousands more by mail order.
All right.
How can one man bake that many pies? He can't. Most are made in Houston these days, using Bud's recipes, of course.
Pie is a fountain of youth.
He hopes to sell thousands more with his Pie for Life program, an annuity plan that guarantees pie in perpetuity. Let me think about it. How much must all that pie cost?
You use your calculator or your mama use?
The price varies according to the customer's life expectancy, as determined by actuarial tables and pie charts.
You know, it's got to be a win-win. So the win for me is I get the money from you now, and you're probably going to die early. The win for you is you're going to get the lower inflation.
But no one has figured the effect on lifespan of eating all those pies. So I've been crunching some numbers here on this.
Right. Well, rest of your life, once a month, one-time check, one-time fee, $6,869.
That's quite an investment. But who can really put a price on peace of mind? Or for that matter, a piece of pie? So do you think this is a good deal?
For me, yes. For you, it is.
For me. Not for you.
No. For me,
Nobody's signed up yet, but Bud is certain they will.
Well, when you figure what he charges per pie, it's not a bad deal, and especially if you live to 80 or 90 years old, it's not a bad deal. It's only money, you can't take it with you. I'm thinking about it.
What's this?
Just eat it and I'll tell you.
Just eat it. Bud is betting I'll only last another 180 pies.
It's to die for. It really is.
It's a sobering thought, realizing that each of us has a finite number of pies left.
Pie for life.
So we should enjoy every bite.
Doesn't that sound wonderful?
I love it.
I mean, doesn't it just sound like...